Hello everybody, welcome back to another LSPDFR tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be installing EUP Menu and the uniforms, and we're also going to be installing Bejoijo's plugins. If you guys are new to the channel, if you want to learn how to be a cop for LSPDFR, make sure you hit the red subscribe button. Also make sure the notification bell is clicked so you don't miss a single LSPDFR tutorial and content when I come to this channel. Let's get right into this. First, what you need to do is go to the links, to the first link down in the description, which will be the EUP Menu 2.3. Once you're there, click the blue download button, download this file, agree and download, and it's going to download the file. Alright, I don't need to re-download it, I already got that installed, I already downloaded. Next thing we want to do is go to the second link. After you get that downloaded, go to the second link down in the description down below. It will take you to the Emergency Uniforms Pack, Law and Order 9.3.1. Click the blue download button and hit agree and download that. From here, ignore this. You do not want the package.zip. You want this one right here, the second one. EUP L&O 8.3.oiv. Download that. But you can download that. Go to the third link down in the description down below. It will take you to the Emergency Uniforms Pack, Serve and Rescue 1.5. Click download. If it doesn't give you the agree and download, you want the first one, the top one right here, the OIV. Click the blue download button. Once you can download that, next you need to go to the fourth link down in the description. Will take you to Bejoijo's website, Bejoijo plugins. And here he's got 7 plugins. We're going to download them and install them. The first one is we're going to stop the ped, because this is going to be replacing the default LSPDFR keybinds. So let's go ahead and download it. It's going to be automatically downloading, and I'm going to save it to my EUP and Bejoijo plugins. Save. It's going to be a quick download. Now we need to go back. Next one we're going to download is Ultimate Backup. Go all the way down. Download that. Same location. You can save it to anywhere on your computer where you know where it's gonna be at. Alright, let's go back. And let's go down. Go ahead and download Compulite. I prefer using Compulite because it's more easy to use and more UI friendly. I know there's like a mod out on LSPDFR.com called Police Menu. To be honest, I don't like that, but I prefer to use Compulite. Scroll down, click download, save that. If you want to download Police Menu, that's up to you. For me, for this tutorial, we're going to be installing Compulite. Let's go back up one. Let's go ahead and download Simple Callouts. And he's got some decent callouts. You can scroll through what the callouts are. Go ahead and download Simple Callouts. Save. The next one we're going to be downloading is the plate reader, which is the ALPR Lite. Go ahead and download that. Save. Back. Next we're going to be downloading the Speed Radar Lite. Scroll it down. Download. Boom. And the last one we're going to download is the attempted crime callouts. Go ahead and download that and save. Once you download those files, let's go ahead and get them installed in the game. Let's bring up our GTA main directory. Oh, I also want to point out there is a update for RageNativeUI. I just want to point that out right now. If you go to this link right here down in the description, it'll take you to this page. RageNativeUI has been updated. So if you guys watched the previous tutorial, make sure to update your RageNativeUI to 1.9.2. I think we did last time. Click the RageNativeUI.zip. Download that. Same as before as the last tutorial. Open up the file, drag and drop the RageNativeUI in the .xml, drag and drop the main GTA directory. So I want to point out to y'all now that RageNativeUI has been updated. Do not download the 1.9.1. That one's out of date. That is for the 2802 game version. This one's more compatible with the 2824. So download the latest version on Native UI. Alright, let's go back to installing. If you guys don't know, your GTA main directory is going to be for Steam users. For Steam users, it's going to be your C drive, program files times 86, Steam apps, Common, and Grand Theft Auto 5. I got my directory open. Let's go ahead and bring up the... Alright, so first we need to make sure these are unblocked so Rage doesn't give us that warning. I always do this for every file I download. Because I was getting tired of Rage giving me the freaking pop-up saying this plugin is blocked. So guess what? I'm gonna make sure it's unblocked before I go installing these files. Alright, so let's install EUP first. Let's open up the EUP menu _release _2 _3. Open that one up. Got some documentation and files. Go to the files. Do not ignore this RageNativeUI. Do not drag that into main directory. This one's out of date. If you drag that in over the latest version RageNativeUI, you will crash. So ignore this. Do not go like this and drag and drop. No, ignore this. You want to go inside your plugins folder. Inside here is going to be the EUP Menu.dll. Let's go up one. What you want to do is drag your plugins folder only. I repeat, only your plugins folder. Drag and drop that in. You go inside your plugins folder and you're got that photo directory. You can see it's installed. Alright, so that's installed right now. Now we need to install the uniforms. So let's minimize our main directory. Let's scroll this down. Let's squeeze this for a little bit. Let's minimize this real quick. Let's open up our OpenIV. If you guys have not installed OpenIV, go watch the previous tutorial on how to do that. Or search on YouTube on how to install OpenIV. Alright, so with OpenIV, let's click on Grand Theft Auto 5 Windows. It will launch up OpenIV. Alright, once it's fully launched, yours should be on automatically in edit mode. If you want yours to be in edit mode, every time you open up OpenIV, go to Tools, Options, Default Work Mode. By default, yours is going to be set to read only. Just change that to Edit and Close. You'll be in edit mode automatically every time. So with this just open by default. Let's open up or bring up the files that we downloaded. The first one we're going to install is the Law and Order 8.3. Go ahead and drag and drop that into OpenIV. Ignore this over top left hand corner where the logo is. Ignore the 8.2. It's supposed to be 8.3. I guess they forgot to do that when they went to go update this. Alright, so what you want to do is click that install button. You want to select your mods folder, not your game folder. If you select this game folder, you will corrupt your game and you have to restart all over again. If you want yours to have this, you want the game folder, the clickable link, this option here to be grayed out. I can show you all that right now. Let's exit out of that for a moment. Let's go to Tools. Let's go to Options. Let's go to your Mods folder tab. Make sure underneath where it says Show Notification while editing archive outside of the Mods folder. Below that, you should see Allow Edit Mode only for archives inside Mods folder. Tick that and close out. Now every time you go to install a OIV package like the one we're installing right now, click install. It'll be automatically grayed out so you don't accidentally click it. Let's go ahead and click our mods folder and click install to confirm the installation path. It will install. It will take a few minutes to install. Just gotta give it a little time. You cannot rush it. Now it's successfully installed. Go ahead and close out of that. Alright, the next one we're going to install is the EUP Search and Rescue, or the Serve and Rescue 1.5. Just go ahead and bring that. Click on that on the OIV, drag and drop that in. It's going to be EUP Serve and Rescue 1.4. Go ahead and click install, mods folder, and install. This one should be a little bit quicker than the Law and Order one, so go ahead and install that. If you don't not install the Serve and Rescue, or I want to point out, if you do not install these files while you have the EUP menu installed, your EUP menu will not work. Only way to get it working is to install these two files right here, and you should be good to go. Alright, so that's installed. Let's go ahead and exit out of OpenIV. Now let's go ahead and install these callouts and plugins. So these 3 files, delete because we no longer need them. Go ahead and bring up our GTA directory. Inside of here, let's have a little buffer zone. Make sure yours is not crunched out like this. Make sure to have this little buffer zone. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up let's first install the stop the ped. Go ahead and open that file up. Go ahead and take your plugins folder, drag and drop that in. That folds that. Inside your plugins folder, you should have another folder in here called LSPDFR in all caps. Open that up. You should have additional 5 files in here for Smart Radio, Stop the Ped, Vocal Dispatch, the DLL, and the INI. Smart Radio is going to be the additional, it's going to be some images for display. So nothing too biggie. Alright. Go ahead and exit out of there. Next, let's install Ultimate Backup. Drag that plugins folder, drag and drop. Do not drag and drop the RageNativeUI that comes with it. That one's out of date. So let's go ahead and replace the files. X out of there. Let's go ahead and install Compilate. Drag that plugins folder, drag and drop. Exit. Now let's install the ALPR Lite. Drag the plugins folder, drag and drop. Same thing for simple callouts. With simple callouts, there's a LSPDFR, which contains the audio file for the callouts. That's required. So take the LSPDFR folder and the plugins folder, drag and drop that in. Now let's bring in the Speed Radar Lite. Drag that plugins folder, drag and drop. Now let's bring in the Intent to Crime callouts. Take the plugins and LSPDFR folders, drag and drop that in. Alright, so those are successfully installed. We need to go into our plugins, LSPDFR folder, and let's modify some settings here. We'll start off with the ALPR Lite. I'm going to open this up in Notepad++. You can also open this in Notepad. Alright, the default toggle key is going to be your F8 key. I'm going to change this to my numpad 9. So it's going to be my numpad 9 key. To open that up. And control save. Connects out of there. And for the attempted crime next one we need to modify is the attempted crime callouts. And here we don't need to change anything, but right here where it says in the parameters where it says flag yes or no or to censor inappropriate contents, by default it's gonna be no. There's an option to censor for I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm gonna leave this. How can I explain this? If you go to do the attempted rape callout, it will make the female pet braless. So you can see her chest. Alright, Compilate, you don't need to change anything in that INI right there. The file we need to edit is Speed Radar Lite. And here, the toggle key for that will be I. I'm going to change this to my numpad 7. And the toggle modifier is going to be that left control key. For this one, I'm going to switch it to none. Whoops. Alright, save and exit out there. Let's see here. To stop the ped INI. For the set traffic control radius, to stop or slow down vehicle, I'm gonna increase this from 60 to 100. For this one, I'm gonna cut this down to 50%, which says determine the probability of the suspicious substance to be positive as contraband drugs. By default, it's gonna be 95. Where it says enable stop the ped taser laser, which adds laser sight effect with using this taser stun gun. Where it says enable taser laser, I'm gonna switch this to no because I do not like that taser. But anything else can remain the same. We'll go ahead and exit out of that one. And now for this, now we need to modify ultimate backup. We're gonna change the toggle menu key to, I'm gonna have it as my X key. X as in X-ray. where it says keyboard shortcut key for panic button, you can have this to any key you want. For the sake of this, I'm gonna have this as none. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight this and Control C to copy. And for the group backup, we're gonna change this to none. Same thing for the modifier key. Everything else can remain the same. I just want to modify the panic button and group backup because it gets on my nerves. Alright, X out there, and we should be good to go. Alright, let's go ahead and go in the game and check this out. I'll see you guys in the game. We're inside the game. Now, I went to launch Reach Plugin Hook. I unticked the... I unticked LSPDFR for response. I had make sure the plugins don't load in on startup. So I'm gonna go hit my F4 key, which is gonna bring up the Rage console. Then I'm gonna do a load plugin. We're gonna load in LSP first response. And take that long. Alright, now let's go ahead and load in plugin EUP. Tab this to fill it in and hit enter. Alright, that's loaded in. Now if we type in go to PD and tab it in, it will take us to Mission Road PD. Now if we hit the F11 key on our keyboard, it will bring up the EUP menu. If we go to EUP Law and Order, give it a few seconds, it's... Why did it freeze? Why did it freeze? Why did it freeze? Alright. Now hit our F11 key. Go to Law and Order. You can scroll down in each individual departments, and you can choose whatever uniform you want. For me, it's gonna be the LSPD Patrol Division, and I'm gonna do the male LSPD Class C. And we're gonna go ahead and hit F4 and type in Force Duty, tab it in, and hit enter. Or you can go to any police station and you can see the Bejoijo's plugins, and Bejoijo's plugins have successfully loaded in, which is a good sign. Let's go ahead and open up our simple trainer. And let me show you guys this callout that I was talking about. Go to emergency. Get a police cruiser. Don't worry guys, the next tutorial, hopefully either the next or probably not the next tutorial, but I'm gonna say 2 tutorials from now, we'll be installing ELS and ELS vehicles. So, oh, call out interface. That's what I need. That's what we need to install. Before I end this tutorial, when we go to install, the next tutorial we'll be installing a graphics mod, and I will showcase that call to show y'all what I was talking about. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.